Namaskar and welcome to the first in Maharashtra election 2024 series. Very proud to present this. You know why? Because this is sponsored by you. You, our patrons, sponsored this. It's thanks to your contribution that we are doing this, and today is the first of that series. We're starting with Bombay because the Maharashtra Bugle happened from Bombay. We had two sessions, Dasera sessions today. One Eknath Shinde, second Uddhav Thackeray. Both the sessions. Let's go right there. I'm sure you must have seen the live on our channel. Let's go right there and start to figure out who is really doing, who's capturing the hearts of Maharashtrians. Shubham, can you hear me? And
Yes,
can you
I can
see
hear you
me?
loud and clear.
Oh yes,
Absolutely, I
oh
can.
yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. We still to get Shashank on the line because I guess Uddhav Thackera's session is still happening. So he's going to take some more time. But Shubham, tell me, how was the reaction? How did people respond to Mr. Eknath Shinde? How is Mahayuti doing?
Okay, now
Got-
before I get into what really happened today, I'd like to just set the context right. Where I am currently is at the Azad Maidan in Mumbai. This is the third state rally since the two Shiv Senas split, and you were having two parallel Dussehra rallies in the city. I am at Azad Maidan, where Chief Minister Eknath Shinde delivered his Dussehra speech the second time that this rally is happening. At Azad Maidan. In fact, 2 years back, I was at BKC when the first rally, just 3 months after the split in the Shiv Sena took place. And there are a few changes in terms of what I saw in terms of the ground on what you speak to people, and more importantly, what the chief minister himself had to say. So the tone and tenor was, of course, targeted at former Chief Minister and Shiv Sena UBT Chief Uddhav Thackeray about how he has compromised on the Hindutva ideal, something that's been sort of the plank of the Shiv Sena led by Eknath Shinde since day one, that the Shiv Sena led by Uddhav Thackeray was the one that compromised on their ideal as far as Hindutva is concerned. They compromised on the principles on which the party was really founded and made big by late Bala Sahib Thackeray. He also took jibes at Uddhav Thackeray with regards to his chief minister tenure, calling him someone who just did Facebook lives and did not step out of his house. He also spoke about how during his tenure, the endeavor of the government was to really put a stop to the infrastructure projects in Mumbai. So, be it the metro project or be it several other infrastructure projects, Eknath Shinde listed them one by one in terms of the context, in terms of the projects that really happened in Mumbai in recent weeks. So, be it the metro for which Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself was in the city to inaugurate Metro 3, which is the Aqua Line, first phase of the underground metro, be it the Atal Setu, which was opened 8, 9 months ago, be it the coastal road or several other projects, the Ramabai Nagar slum redevelopment project, the Dharavi project, for that matter. So he touched upon several aspects. And like I started my answer with the changes that I've seen in 2 years, I think the first rally, the 2022, that was really my first major assignment as a reporter when I was at BKC to cover that rally. I think the whole point, or really the sort of the aim, and all eyes, in fact, were on the turnout as to who turns up where and which side really has the bigger numbers. Like I said, it was just 3 months since the split took place, and you had that Dussehra rally where Chief Minister Eknath Shinde himself was new to the post. And as far as his government was concerned, there weren't too many achievements at the time. But to last year, at Azad Maidan, he listed out 1 year, the achievements of 1 year of his Mahayuti government. This time, you can see that there's an imprint of the Ladki Bahin Yojana all over it. The Ladka Bhau, as Mr. Eknath Shinde is called now. You can see, in fact, behind me, there are two cutouts of Eknath Shinde and Anand Dige, who's in fact the mentor of Chief Minister Eknath Shinde. So that was largely the focus of Chief Minister's speech as to how he's a 24/7 available Chief Minister, unlike his predecessor, someone who doesn't compromise on the idols of Hindutva. He also talked about and praised, of course, Prime Minister Narendra Modi for his vision for the country, and in fact, lastly, appealed to his party workers to ensure that the work of his government is reached to various people across the length and breadth of the state. I spoke to people who were from regions like Yavatmal, Washim, and of course Mumbai and the Mumbai metropolitan region, which is basically Mumbai, Thane, Raigad. That's that belt, Mumbai, Navi Mumbai belt. And the Ladki Bahin was the larger imprint, but other than that, he also focused about infrastructure projects, the farmer crisis. Remember, I spoke to several people here on ground who are farmers who come from different parts of Maharashtra. While they admit that there is a farmer crisis in interior parts of Maharashtra, they sort of take they were quick to mention that given the man, given the workhorse, or given the workaholic that someone like Mr. Eknath Shinde is, they are willing to give him a chance compared to someone like a Devendra Fadnavis, which I also asked them about. Why not someone like Devendra Fadnavis? So they were of the opinion that no, it has to be someone like Eknath Shinde because of the way he's working. At the same time, they were pretty candid in acknowledging the fact that there is a farmer crisis in interior parts of Maharashtra, and they believe that along with the Ladki Bahin, which is really the flagship program of the Maharashtra government, 1,500 rupees per month is what women between 18 and 60 get in their bank accounts. It's been 3 months since the scheme was announced. Ajit Pawar, the finance minister, had announced that in the state budget, and since then there's like a subplot to it in terms of whose Ladki Bahin are we really talking about? Is it the chief minister? Is it the deputy chief minister? Which of the two deputy chief ministers are we really talking about? So it was the Ladka Bhau this time around compared to the last 2 years, what we're seeing, and of course the 2.5 years of the Mahayuti government, based on which Eknath Shinde is confident that the opposition will, the setback that they faced in Haryana just a few days ago is something that will continue. He even took a jibe at Shiv Sena, UBD chief Uddhav Thackeray, saying that his party relied on really the vote bank of the Congress party, which is their ally in the Mahavikas Aghadi. He also talked about the strike rate in the Lok Sabha elections, the fact that Uddhav Thackeray contested 21 seats, could end up winning only 8 or 9 of them. So that strike rate compared to Mr. Shinde, whose party for 15 seats yet managed to win about seven Lok Sabha seats in parts of Maharashtra. So the strike rate is something that the chief minister really emphasized upon in terms of the party's record. That for almost like a first time or for a party that saw a split to go in front of the people and managed to put up a fight is something that the chief minister also emphasized upon. So I think I'll come back to you now. We have Shashank as well on the line, and then we sort of resume that discussion from there. Over to you, Sujit.
So Shashank, how was Uddhav Thackeray? We just heard everything about what happened with Eknath Shinde rally. How was Uddhav Thackeray rally?
Yeah. Before we start with Uddhav Thackeray, I would like to first mention some of the earlier speakers who addressed the rally. Firstly, Aditya Thackeray, Yuva Sena chief. He made his debut speech in the Dussehra Melava. Some years ago, he was made the Yuva Sena, the youth wing of the Shiv Sena, the chief of the youth wing, which recently won the Senate post. So this is some kind of subtle messaging that the baton is being passed or the succession plan is being planned now. Because since the split, what we are seeing, I'm attending this rally for the third time, 2022, 23, 24. So since the split, one thing which is common is that the more than Shiv Sena, the brand Thackeray has been more heard in this rally. They even in the backdrop you could have seen that it is Prabodhan Kar Thakeray's portrait, then Balasaheb Thackeray, then Uddhav Thackeray, and then Aditya Thackeray. So that is something very interesting which one has to note, which we will come to know in the future. Besides this, everybody is curious about the model code of conduct when it will come into force. Aditya Thackeray made a very interesting remark. He said he has got some, according to some sources, he has been told that model code of conduct will not come into force until the GRs of Adani related to Adani have been cleared. So that is something which is very interesting. Besides this, Aditya Thackeray also said that they will also investigate each and every scam that has taken place during this particular regime in the last 2.5 years, and he said the government will ensure that however big the person may be, the government will ensure that they will be behind bars. Now, coming to Sanjay Raut, because one thing about Sanjay Raut, and then I'll come to Uddhav Thackeray. Sanjay Raut, just a few days ago, after the Haryana polls, the very next day after Haryana results came, he had said that BJP, he had praised BJP that BJP won the elections, and he had said that Congress lost a winning battle. So that is something which he had said 2 days ago during his press conference that he does every morning. And today during the Dasara rally, he has blamed EVM. He said that in the morning when we started the television, which means that everything is now well between the MBA, because Nana Patole has said that we will. When Nana Patole was asked about the same, his reaction, so he had said that we will speak. We are going to meet today. We will speak regarding that. So it clearly is now looking like that. Everything is now fine between the MBA. So he has now blamed the EVM for Bharatiya Janata Party's win in Haryana. Besides this, if we speak about Uddhav Thackeray's speech, he started off his speech by remembering Ratan Tata, late Ratan Tata, who passed away 2 days ago. He spoke about how when he had met Ratan Tata had shared a story with him that he was very anxious that how he would carry forward the legacy of the Tatas. So at that point of time, he had said that I kept in mind that when I was selected by my father, he was sure that I would take forward the legacy very wisely. And same is the situation with me. I have been given the baton by Balasaheb Thackeray, the founder of Shiv Sena. So that is one thing he shared. Besides that, he also lauded him for being a businessman who thought about the people, and he was also all guns blazing on Gautam Adani and the Adani Group, be it the Dharavi project or be it taking pot shots. That is the style of Thackeray's. So be it Gujarati, the projects going to Gujarat, that we saw with starting from Vedanta Foxconn to bulk drug park. So the localized issues also he had raised. Also, the recent the cow being given the Rajamata status. He spoke about that. While speaking about that, he said that is good that you are giving Rajamata status to the cow. But at the same time, he spoke about the cow vigilante that is happening, and he mentioned that how a Hindu was killed, and later in suspicion of carrying beef, and then it came on that he was a Hindu, and then no newspaper carried it. So he was very clear that they are not going any far from the Hindutva, but he was very clear that his Hindutva, which he always says that it is about giving the work in the hand, and hatat kam and hridayat ram, that is giving work to the hand and ram in the heart. So that is what it was. And besides this, he also promised that while speaking regarding the collapse of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj statue that took place around a month ago in Sindhudurg, he said that he promised that once MVA comes to power, every district he has promised that there will be a temple of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. That is what he has said. Besides that, the Dharavi agenda that
Yes,
they have always
yes.
been. Yeah,
So,
please.
there's a lot of disturbance, Shubham, in your end, but I hope you can hear me. You
I
know,
can hear you. Yeah.
yeah, the creamy layer, which worked a had a huge impact on the Haryana election, where the creamy layer was increased from 6 lakhs to 8 lakhs for OBC, which involved a lot of which therefore included a lot of OBC for the 5% quota. Tell me this creamy layer bit, which Shinde spoke about. How was it accepted?
Right. So, Maratha reservation too was, in fact, in the latter half of his speech, the Maratha reservation issue was something that Chief Minister Eknath Shinde spoke about. He said, I had sworn by Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj last year that I will ensure that Marathas get the reservation they are demanding without disturbing the OBC quota, which has sort of been like the bone of contention between the two communities. The OBC says that our reservation, in fact, is sort of intruded upon by the Marathas. So Eknath Shinde was very clear. He said, I had sworn by Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj last year to ensure that the demands of the Maratha community are fulfilled, and which is why my government, as in Mr. Shinde's government, called a special session of the assembly where a 10% reservation was demand was really put forth and accepted. So he was clear on the part that the rights, because just for context for our viewers, Eknath Shinde too is a Maratha leader. He comes from the Maratha community. And when you talk about the Maratha community, and Manoj Jarange Parlu is the face of this agitation pretty much. Out of the three top leaders in the Mahayuti, which is Eknath Shinde, Devendra Fadnavis, and Ajit Pawar, it's been Eknath Shinde who, in the initial phases at least, took an attempt, made an outreach to Manoj Jarange Patil. The fact that we had come all the way to Vashi in the month of January this year. It was Mr. Eknath Shinde who went there, I think, for the second or third time. Previously, had gone to Antarvali Sarati in Jalna, where he ended the fast of Manoj Jarange Patil. In Vashi, too, he went there with a draft of all the demands that the Maratha community has. At the same time, the line of the Mahayuti government is clear that, look, we want to give a reservation to the Marathas, which stands legal scrutiny. You look at other states, states like Bihar, states like Tamil Nadu, where the quota, where the reservation cap is gone, has breached the 50% ceiling, which is what the Indira Sawhney judgment was all about back in the 90s, where the Supreme Court was clear that unless there is sort of empirical data to prove that the 50% ceiling needs to be breached,
Correct.
that ceiling will not be breached. So
Correct.
as
Shubham,
far as the
sorry, sorry, Shubham, I wanted to interrupt here. See, I want to ask some basic questions to understand, to put things into context. Guys, both of y'all, I'm asking you, except for freebies, okay, except for reservation, except for quota, was there anything positive discussed in terms of development, in terms of health, in terms of education, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of employment? Was anything positive discussed?
I think as far as sorry, Shashank, you want to go ahead or should I?
Hey, Shubham,
You.
start with you. Start with you. Shubham,
So
start
I
with you.
think the like
You
I
represent the
mentioned.
government, my dear friend. You are in the government end today. Shashank is in the opposition end.
He's in opposition bloc. Yes. So, as, as far as Chief Minister Eknath Shinde is concerned, the thrust, like I said, besides the Ladli Behna Yojana was Ladki Bahini Yojana, as we call it in Maharashtra, was infrastructure projects. Be it the Atal Setu, be it the inauguration of metro projects, be it the Ramabai Nagar development, redevelopment of the slum in Mumbai's Ghatkopar, that issue, the Dharavi redevelopment project, he said, my predecessor ensured that all these policies for the people of Maharashtra were sort of not reaching the public. Our government has sort of ensured that these infrastructure projects, with the help of Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the center, with the help of Home Minister Amit Shah, we've ensured that our government is something that represents development. A double-engine sarkar sort of analogy, something that he also talked about, the same government at the state and at the center. He said that you in a way appealing to the voters, urging voters that our government is absolutely clear. We do not want to engage in petty politics like the opposition does. He even talked about the fake narrative, infrastructure projects, and common man, his sort of full form of CM, as in common man. He said, my government is clear that I'm a chief minister who's available 24/7, and my government is someone who will deliver. Of course, there is the Ladli Behna Yojana, but my government is someone that will deliver on key infrastructure projects, not just for Mumbai, but across the state of Maharashtra. So infrastructure projects and Ladki Bahin were really the two thrust areas, besides, of course, the other rhetorics that he had to talk about, including Hindutva. Sujit.
Okay. Just to answer Ram Vilas Shukla, who writes to me saying, like it happened in Haryana, where dominant judge versus OBC took place, will it happen the same in Maharashtra? That is dominant Maratha versus OBC. Now the point is, uh, I would urge Ram Vilas to watch my editorial today, because I speak on Jats and I speak on Haryana reservation, and I definitely think that there is no question that there is a definite OBC versus Maratha feel at the moment, and this is going to be played. This is going to be fueled by both the parties, Ram. So it is definitely going to happen, and it has happened in Lok Sabha. It will continue to happen in Vidhan Sabha. That being said, I would urge you to watch that editorial. I have gone in detail in that, and I think we will leave it at that at this point in time. Now, coming back, अच्छा यार बेसिक बताओ यार, क्राउड किसका ज्यादा था?
I think as far as Azad Maidan was concerned, besides of course Uddhav Thackeray at Shivaji Park and Eknath Shinde in Azad Maidan, there was also someone who made an appearance, and that was the rain gods. They ensured that
Okay.
the initial sort of turnout, because when I reached the venue at about 5:15 p.m., the crowd was still trickling in. But for the next 1 hour or so, there was light drizzle all over. I could see some people leaving as well, who had come from different parts of the city. I think post almost around the time Eknath Shinde arrived, the Azad Maidan, you could see large swaths of the ground were really packed. So I think the turnout was something that I was skeptical about in the initial first 2 hours because of the rains, and there was a lot of problem that the crowd was facing because there's no shade. It's like you can see behind me, the stage as well is something that's in the open.
So
So
how many people?
that
How many people, Shubham? How many people?
I would say I think about 80% of the ground that I saw from where I am standing right
So
now was really
which would be
packed.
roughly what, a lakh?
No. I don't think it would be that. It would be, I think, far lesser than that. Far lesser than that. I
Forty
really,
thousand.
I would, yeah, I would not. I'm not sure if I would like to pinpoint a certain figure because till the time I'm not sure, I would like to not put it on air. But in terms of percentage, because Azad Maidan is quite a sizable ground if you look at it
Yes.
that way. So in the initial bit, it was just the front rows that were packed. By the end of it, I think you could see large swaths of the ground that were really
So Shashank,
full of
what are the numbers?
full of Shiv Sena.
Specifically, numbers even I would not be able to predict, but despite the rains, the spirit of Shiv Senics was very high. And till Minatai Thackeray statue that is at the exterior, when you enter the Shivaji Park, the statue is there. Till there, people were there. People were there outside trying to listen if they can have a glimpse of leaders coming in, or definitely packed Shivaji Park, which has around a strength of 1.25 lakh, if I'm not wrong. And outside also people were. And
Okay. So
across the state
now
of Maharashtra, people had.
now this is deja vu. Shubham and Shashank. Remember the three of us, Lok Sabha election, something similar. Again, Shashank was covering Shiv Sena. You were covering Eknath Shinde. And remember,
No, I think it
Shashank
was
made
the
a.
other way around. I was at the opposition's rally. Shashank was at Prime Minister Modi's event at Shivaji Park. I was at the India rally in BKC.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The roles were
But you
reversed.
know,
The roles were
that.
reversed. Yeah.
Sorry. It was reversed. My apologies. Take back my words. The point is, Shashank made a prediction. Okay. And he even now brags about that prediction. Every day in office, I hear him at least say that once in a day. Okay. And that is, he said that. Mahayuti may cross Mahayuti may not cross more than 17 to 18 to 19. Is that's what you said, right?
Less than 50-50, MVA will be having an edge as well.
He said MVA is going to have an edge. Today, what are you saying?
No, I think it is too early to predict a number at the moment.
You
But
said that last
if
time also. It is too early, and then you predicted. No, you have to predict something.
okay,
There's no choice.
no, surely I'll do that. Clearly, what I've been, not just this rally, I've been to Kolhapur. What I shared an experience. We have also done a show on that. What I understand at the moment on ground, I would say it is not what the popular narrative looks like. The game is on. Both alliances need to ensure that there are no stones unturned if they have to win this battle politically.
Don't be diplomatic, Shashank. It doesn't suit you. I'm asking a very clear question. Who do you think has an edge?
Definitely, Mahavikas Agadi has an edge. But if proviso, they ensure that they are intact.
Okay, so he changed his narrative from morning. Morning, when we met in the newsroom, it was supposed to be Mahayuti. Now he has changed to Mahavikas Agadi. Why did
No,
you do this
no, no.
change?
I'm saying proviso. The alliance remains intact, and there are no
Achha,
Sangli type situations. But that is what I've said in my story as well.
okay, fair enough. Chalo, I will not grill him too much because he he will. Fine. Tell me, as far as Shinde is concerned, uh, uh, Shubham, do you think that there is a marked improvement the way he interacted with people? Because mind you, last time his speech was not very impactful. His speech was actually boring. You saw people walking out during his speech. Would it be right to say that his speech this time was more impactful than last time?
Absolutely. So again, I go back to 2022 because that's a touch point for me where I saw Eknath Shinde deliver a speech publicly for the first time as chief minister. That was the first Dasara rally. So in terms of his stature as well, his political stocks, so to say, within the Mahayuti, while that has grown, given what you saw in the Lok Sabha election and the fact that he was able to get 15 seats as part of the seat sharing deal on the oratory front too. It is, you can see that he's sort of become more comfortable in the chair that he's been occupying for the last 2.5 years as chief minister, while the contours or the touch points that he has in his speeches remain sort of same. I think there is a marked improvement because I think, and Sujit, you will be able to come in on this as well. Both of us have share Thane in common, and we've seen sort of Eknath Shinde rise through the ranks as far as the Shiv Sena is concerned. The Eknath Shinde we know, and something that he's absolutely categorically clear on, and even the people agree that he's a man who's available 24/7. That's behind the cameras, but once the cameras roll, once you're on the stage, you are the leader. Now he's leading a party where he's the Mukhya Neta. All eyes are on him. So given what I saw in 2022, where his speech in 2022 and 2023 as well, in terms of the delivery, and in fact, if you look at it, if you look at him as chief minister and how he's been for the last 2.5 years, has seen an improvement. That is something that I
Shashank,
think needs to
Shashank,
be.
then I ask you, Shashank, do you think, to your mind, has Uddhav Thackeray's today's speech been a little lesser? It was not as impactful as what it was during the Lok Sabha. Would you agree to me?
Yeah, definitely, because this particular program is this particular rally that the annual Dussehra rally is actually addressed to the Shiv Senics. So he appealed to the Shiv Senics that he made them take an oath that we will fight for Maharashtra, and
But it
you will
wasn't.
you
It
give.
wasn't. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry to interrupt. But Shashank, it wasn't that electrifying. If I could use a typical Shiv Sena word, वो वो क्या है उसमें वो दम उतना नहीं दिखा वो क्यों?
Yeah, you rightly said that. It was not as impactful as it should have been, because now anytime the polls would be announced, and at this moment, I think you need to keep your cadre fully charged, and I think you are right in that. That it was not as impactful, and maybe because they now have to move forward a step and now speak about what they are going to do, rather than just going on the same track like Pannas Khoke and my government was taken away. And although I think moving forward to that, now Uddhav should now give a vision that what he has to offer for Maharashtra.
I completely
Uh,
agree to you. Sorry, Shubham. Please.
Sorry, Sujit, yeah, just one more point which I wanted to just sort of struck me right now. We talked about the confidence in terms of what we have seen with Eknath Shinde, the growing confidence. I think somewhere down the line, it also comes from the fact that his own stature within the Mahayuti has seen considerable improvement. Like I gave the example of Lok Sabha elections. I think back in 2023, he said, I mean, Modi che mansa haat, which means we are all Modi's men. And for the first 6-8 months when he was sort of settling in that post as chief minister, a lot of harping back was on the prime minister's and the central government's achievement. Now he's seen someone who, I wouldn't say that he's overpowered the BJP in any way. That will never happen, because as things stand today, because of the dynamics that are there within the Mahayuti, but because of the backing he has from the top leadership of the Bharatiya Janata Party sitting in Delhi. And that is something that sort of you see very evidently. Just a few days back, the Prime Minister was in Thane, which is Chief Minister Eknath Shinde's home turf. Now,
Now
Prime
I
Minister Modi
ask
has,
I
has
I ask both of you this question. I'm sorry I'm interrupting. I'm asking you both
no,
this
no.
question. Prime Minister Modi's backing, is it going to be helpful for Shinde, or is it going to be harmful for Shinde? Because Modi guarantee hasn't seemed to be was not seen working. Modi's guarantee का क्या हुआ? Modi's guarantee got them 9 seats. So the point is Modi factor really working?
I think the Lok Sabha elections really gave a glimpse of what the Modi ki guarantee, like you spoke about, where it stands as far as the state of Maharashtra is concerned. And there was no doubt absolutely whatsoever about the fact that that appeal has gone down. Having said that, I think the Vidhan Sabha is a different ballgame altogether. I'm not sure if the Modi factor is something that will be as prominent in the Vidhan Sabha as perhaps in the Lok Sabha. I think the point that I was trying to make earlier about the backing bit was the fact that because the way he's been able to bargain, the way he tried to bargain seats behind the scenes
Correct,
for his own
correct,
party,
correct,
despite being
correct,
labeled
correct,
as
correct,
puppet
correct,
CM. So
correct,
yeah,
correct. The point I was trying to prove, I'm sorry again, I'm interrupting you because I wanted to, the point that I'm trying to prove is 2019 Vidhan Sabha election was Modi, 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 and Modi. This time around, though Modi won in Haryana, though BJP won in Haryana, and the campaign is on in Maharashtra, Modi doesn't seem to be that overriding factor. Modi doesn't seem to be that shining star that is being used. What is your opinion, Shashank?
Definitely, I think this particular point was made clear at the moment when Eknath Shinde was made the campaign in charge, when it was declared that the elections would be fought under his leadership. Recently, around last week, Home Minister Amit Shah had come to Maharashtra, where he had said that this time you have to bring Mahayuti in rule, and after that, full majority say BJP will come. BJP will come in full majority. That is what he had said. So even BJP top brass knows it very well that they are not in a very comfortable position at the moment. But if they win, then that is good. Shinde will get the credit. All of them will get the credit. But if they lose, all the blame will go to Shinde. So that is what
Now,
how it is going to
now,
be.
no,
Like
no.
one
I
second, just
I want
I'm
to
concluding.
I want to reverse this question to you. I want to reverse this question to you, Shashank. You made a very very valid point. But do you think that uh, if if Yuti wins, the biggest loser then would be Devendra Fadnavis? Because Devendra Fadnavis is somewhere out of the picture at the moment. It is completely, like you rightly said, it is led by Shinde and it is taken ahead by Shinde. So if Shinde wins and wins convincingly, the biggest loser in this entire battle, while BJP may be in power, but the biggest loser will be Devendra Fadnavis. Do you think that's happening?
Yes, definitely. There might be chances that a lot of talks have been taken place that he might be shifted to the center. He has never expressed any desire, or he has never said that
नहीं नहीं
he wishes to go back.
सेंटर वेंटर छोड़ो शशांक. वो तो बात की बात है. Do you think that he will be the biggest loser in Maharashtra if Mahayuti wins? Because that's a very important factor. That's going to be a very interesting turn.
I
Shubham, what's
think
your opinion? So sorry.
I think
Yes, Shashank.
so. Go ahead, go ahead.
no, I think
Go ahead, Shashank.
the battle of Devendra Fadnavis began when he was made deputy chief minister of Maharashtra. So I think since then it is only going down.
Yeah, I agree to you. Yes, Shubham.
I agree. In fact, if you see the deputy chief minister and in the circumstances in which Devendra Fadnavis was made the deputy chief minister and how things sort of kept piling up one by one, then you had someone like Mr. Jarange Patel who stepped in, who went all guns blazing at Devendra Fadnavis, particularly Devendra Fadnavis. And the Lok Sabha results, some of the shocking defeats in parts of Maharashtra, including the likes of Rao Sahib Danvi, the fact that they were defeated in their own turf. A lot of credit has also been given to the fact that the Marathas are not happy with someone like Devendra Fadnavis. That's absolutely clear. So while the Vidhan Sabha will be a test, not maybe, it will be a test for Eknath Shinde for his own political survival. I think it's as much to do, and the same conditions, in fact, apply to someone like Devendra Fadnavis. Because if the Bharatiya Janata Party comes down from what they have right now in terms of the number of MLAs, which is over 100 MLAs, 105, 207 MLAs, if I believe that is what the BJP has. So it's an equally stern test for someone like Devendra Fadnavis. Remember, after the Lok Sabha, he in fact offered his resignation. He went all the way to Delhi. He said some reports suggested that he offered his resignation as the deputy chief minister of Maharashtra. He said, "Give me charge of the organization, and I will ensure that the BJP's fortunes are much better in the Vidhan Sabha." Of course, that didn't happen. He was asked to continue as the deputy chief minister because it was
But
important.
was that the respect given to him, or was that a punishment given to him?
I think it depends on which way you look at it.
No, the way I
The
look at
report
it is
said that
because the way I look at it, the way I look at it, Shubham, is that the fact that the sheer fact that he was made the deputy CM, when he came down, took a press conference and announced that, listen, Shinde is going to be the CM and I am going to be outside there backing him and all that. And then half an hour back, he said, okay, I'm going to take over as deputy CM. That itself was very clear that it is not something that BJP was flowering their loyalty, they're flowering their love on him or their respect to him. That was basically seen as a punishment or some kind of a cutting him to size, wasn't it?
I think demotion would be the right word when you look at what happened in 2022, when, like you mentioned precisely as to how within a few minutes after announcing that Eknath Shinde will be the chief minister, he will be outside the government. He said, no, my party wants me to be inside the government. I think what some reports also suggested, which is after the Lok Sabha debacle of the BJP, some of the top leaders were clear that someone like Fadnavis should be in government. Because that is something that is really critical as far as the Bharatiya Janata Party is. So some leaders thought that it is imperative that he continues in the government. So yes, a demotion 100% for someone who was the chief minister not too long ago, who was seen in fact as the architect of what really transpired after June 2022 with the whole MLAs shifting business, two parties split right down the middle over a period of
Correct.
2 years.
Correct.
So I think
Correct.
it's a saga that's been in the making for exactly the term of this government. If you look at it that way, Sujit.
Correct. So Shashank, tell me, where is Ajit Pawar in all of this?
In terms of?
In terms of, is he still part of Mahayuti? I mean, that's
Very,
let's start with that question.
yes, very interesting question you have asked, because
Thank you,
yesterday
sir.
No, because
Extremely
Ajit
grateful
Pawar,
for that
very,
compliments. I'll ask you much more, much more.
no, it reminds me of an incident, yes, that took place yesterday. Yesterday, Ajit Pawar just wrote a note. The NCP had written a note that an important press conference is being taken, and cabinet ministers will be there, and his core team will be there. So, in the journalistic circles, there were discussions that is he going to fight alone, or is going to go to Mahavikas Agadi, and it all turned out to be that actor Shivaji Shinde has joined NCP Ajit Pawar, and he's the star campaigner. So even if Ajit Pawar is not reachable because of some reason, there are speculations that he is going to fight alone, or he's going with Mahavikas Agadi. So I think despite Ajit Pawar being with BJP, it is some kind of a curse for the BJP, because if you ask the core voter, the core BJP supporter, he would always say that was a mistake from the side, and that is one thing, they do not have a justification. I would also tell you that yeah.
See, somewhere down the line, Shubham and Shashank, if you look at Mahayuti, if you look at these three people, they stuck together with a glue, which is very interesting, because individually, except for Bharatiya Janata Party, individually, both the parties, be it Ajit Pawar NCP and be it, or it is NCP, actually, ironically, that's the real NCP and this is the real Shiv Sena. Both these parties do not have that kind of leadership or clout to stand on its own. Isn't that true, for starters? Would you agree to that?
Absolutely. I think there is no doubt about the fact that each party, I think somewhere down the line, knows if they do their own SWOT analysis. Parties like Shiv Sena and NCP would know that they would need an alliance when it comes to election and their electoral fortunes are concerned. That I think is
Sure,
undisputed.
sure, sure. Now, let us look at a person like Ajit Pawar. Now, Ajit Pawar has a chance to go back to his uncle, NCP Sharad Pawar, and his uncle will accept him with open arms. I don't even know whether he has gone, like we always said, and I still maintain that Ajit Pawar going to BJP, it is with the blessings or without the blessings, we still don't know. The fact remains that Ajit Pawar still has an opportunity to go back to his uncle. But what about somebody like a Shinde? Assuming worst case scenario, if Mahayuti loses, What happens to Shinde?
A big question mark on what lies ahead for him in as far as Maharashtra politics is concerned. If that is really the scenario we are talking about, and his party does not get the numbers that they are hoping they will get, then it's a big question mark because I'm not sure if for just for a second, if you just compare both the splits, you juxtapose the NCP split with the Shiv Sena split. The Shiv Sena split is way more personal. It is personal from day one. It was absolutely clear that there are no two ways about the fact that the party is now split, while some of the second or the third rung or even leaders at the local level would switch sides as and when elections come forward. The top leader, I think, that the both Eknath Shinde and Uddhav Thackeray, it was absolutely clear that this split was bitter, and it has become personal and it has become acrimonious. So I think on that front, I'm not sure what would lie ahead if he does not perform up to the mark. If you ask me, will he go back to Uddhav Thackeray? Will he merge with that? I don't think. I think it's very premature to comment on it because back in 2019, who would have thought, right, that someone like Uddhav Thackeray will go with the Congress? But it happened, and that is something
No,
that the last 5 years have
as
taught
far
us.
as
So
Shinde going back to Uddhav Thackeray, I think is next to impossible. That is not even. I think that is a remote and absolutely in my mind an absolute impossible probability. But then Shashank will correct me and say there is nothing impossible in politics. So before that, I correct myself. But that being said, I still say that that's absolutely a remote possibility. But uh, now, the point is Ajit Pawar. Will he be taken back by Sharad Pawar? Is what the question is. Will Sharad Pawar accept him if something goes wrong, or if he loses, and if he loses badly, like he did in Lok Sabha? Now, okay. Now, my last question to you, and this is to you, Shashank. My last question is: you went to Kolhapur as yesterday, day before yesterday. You saw you covered the Rahul Gandhi visit. You are here in covering Uddhav Thackeray visit, Uddhav Thackeray rally. My apologies. Tell me, has Haryana affected the morale of Congress stroke NCP stroke Shiv Sena? When I'm saying NCP, I mean Sharad Pawar, Shiv Sena, I mean Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray. Has it affected the morale of Mahavikas Agadi?
As far as Congress is concerned, I think they are still in sinking mode. They are trying to analyze what has went wrong. So, state leadership is still not able to understand what has gone wrong, and they're coordinating with the central team as to what has to be corrected during the Maharashtra polls. If you speak about Shiv Sena is, as you said, that is a strong party, unlike the other side, like you said, BJP, Shiv Sena, and NCP. Their BJP is the strong party. Over here, they all three parties think that they are equal. So Shiv Sena is now taking this opportunity to use it as a bargaining power. Is what sources in the UBT faction have told me, that they are now trying to bargain with the Congress. Because after the Lok Sabha elections, when the Congress emerged as the single largest party after contesting 17 seats, they won 13. So they had actually started dominating the UBT. So now that after Haryana polls, now UBT is trying to dictate terms, and at least they are trying to bargain more seats for them out of the 288 assembly seats. And NCP, I think, like always, NCP has kept quiet. They are observing, they are understanding. So that is it.
Guys, thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for covering. Anything we want to say, Shubham,
yes,
please?
Sujit. Yes. Before we just wind up, you started this live session with the fact that our coverage for the Maharashtra elections is funded, contributed by our patrons. So I think before we end our live, I just request the producer if you can just ask
No, we
something
will
to
be. Of course, we'll be playing that. Of course, we'll be playing that. We'll be
yes,
playing the list of all the names who helped us, and and
yeah,
without their contribution, Shubham, like I said in the beginning of the show, without the contribution of our patrons, we would never have been able to do this series, which you will soon see a lot of it. And the best thing is, like I always said, this part of the program is sponsored by our patrons. We have not got any brand van and all to come and sponsor to us. We don't owe our responsibility to any corporate, but our patrons, people who view us, and thanks to them that we are doing this show. So, guys, before I conclude, thank you so much for your time. Brilliant coverage, and you guys are really tired. You look tired. So, guys, thank you so much. I'll catch you soon when we meet in office.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So once again, thank you so much for contributing to this show. All of you all, I thank you with my heart. And just to conclude today's whatever happened today, see, there are a couple of points that we need to consider. First is today this rally was in the economic capital of India, which is Mumbai. And you know what dominated today's rally? What dominated today's rally was freebies. What dominated today's rally was Adani and what Adani is doing. What dominated today's rally was how Guy was made into the Rashtriya Mata. What dominated today was Hindutva. What dominated today was caste. And we are standing in the country's capital, in the country's economic capital, that is. What is unfortunate is somewhere down the line, nobody spoke about actual development. Nobody spoke about what is a blueprint for development, for infrastructure. Nobody spoke about how we are going to improve our education facilities in Maharashtra. Nobody spoke about how we are actually going to go down to the farmers and help the farmers to earn more money so that they can have a living. The only topic that people spoke about today, leaders spoke about today, is how I gave freebies to you, how I waived your loan, so on and so forth. There was nothing developmental that was spoken today. I felt very sad about it because, again, I repeat, we are sitting in the economic capital of this country. If this is going to be our politicians' mindset, more importantly, if this is going to be the voters' mindset, that we vote for parties that talks about how we are going to waive your loans and how we are going to give you more freebies and how we are going to make you a better Hindu, or how we are going to promote more Hindutva and how that other person is not Hindutva and how this caste has to be promoted, how that caste has to be promoted. If this is going to be the language of our politics and politician, then God save our country. Again, I say, we're sitting in the economic capital of this country. And the economic capital of this country, the engine that drives this country today, at least as on today, I don't know tomorrow the way things are, I don't know, things will change, but the economic capital of India today, and the way this is the place that drives the engine, the economic engine of this country. And if this is what we are going to sit here and talk, then what is the future? What growth are we talking about? What vision are we talking about for our country? What vision are we talking about for our generation next? There was no mention of colleges, schools, healthcare, hospitals, nothing. So this is it. Both speeches, what I saw, in fact, do watch those speeches. Both their speeches are there in our channel. Do watch Eknath Shinde's, the Chief Minister's speech, and Mr. Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray's speech. Both of them spoke. Watch it, make your own decision, and let me know if you agree to what I say. So this is from me tonight. Like I said, thank you so much for your sponsorship. This is good. I feel good talking about this. Thank you so much for your sponsorship, and watch out for many more. This is just the start. Watch out for many more such shows that is going to come from nook and corner of Maharashtra elections. We are serious, and we will ensure we will get you ground reports, and whichever side, whatever side, whoever is doing good, whoever is not, we will ensure we inform you. Thank you so much for watching us, and till we see you next time. That's tomorrow. Take care.